Welcome back to the Gossip Tea channel. Hey, tea sippers. Today we're going to be reviewing Baddies Midwest. Period. So, before we start this content, because you're going to like it, I need for you to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, like this video, and please, please, please comment throughout the content because I want to know your thoughts, and I love reading you guys' comments. And also, it helps our algorithm. So it lets YouTube know for other tea sippers who like this type of content to come over to our page and help our channel to grow. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'm about to share my screen. Let's get into some of this baddie content. Okay. So let's get into it. So I think we're on episode 3, I believe. Is it 3 or 4? I believe it's 4 because when it premiered, they gave us 2 episodes. So I believe we're at episode 4. So we're still early on with the Baddies Midwest. So let's get into it. So let's get into this Baddies Midwest tea. So what I have on my screen is the newbies of Baddies Midwest. So the newbies is Oshi, Emma, Bad Dolly, Summer, none other, Big Lex, Jasmine Renee, Pretty P, Jaden Alexis, which is Blueface's child's mother, Akbar, V, and Ivory. So these are all the newbies on Baddies Midwest. So I want to know, who do you guys feel is the breakout star so far this season? I need for you to put it in the comments below. Who is your favorite so far and why? You have to tell us and let us know why. Okay. So let's go through the girls so far. Now, this is Yoshi Bands. She is a rapper. I was checking out their Instagrams, trying to get to know more about them. So I know that she is a rapper. She is very small, like in her size. So she reminds me of Anna Mac. They're kind of like on the same order regarding their size. So she is really thin. But she's no joke though. She can get it popping based off when I saw on the auditions. She definitely stands her ground. So Yoshi so far, she got into a fight with Summer, none other, which is her. We're going to get to Summer, you guys. I know you guys want to talk about Summer. Summer is Summering, okay, so far this season. But Yoshi got into a fight with her. That's the only fight that Yoshi has been in so far. Summer had her. I mean, the grass was wet, okay, but Summer had her like on the ground, okay. But Yoshi was still trying to, keep up. She still wasn't no punk, but she did succumb to Summer. Based off the Baddies Midwest streets. She kind of succumbed in that fight. But that doesn't mean that she's a loser, because, the grass was wet. I'm just trying to give the girl a benefit of a doubt. The grass was definitely wet, okay? But Summer did. She was on top of her, pow, 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 So it was a hot mess, and her wig came off. That's the only thing I know about Yoshi so far right now. She's kind of quiet. She hasn't really broke out yet. She hasn't really shown, she hasn't given us that baddie energy yet. So maybe as the season progresses, maybe we'll see more of her character on the show. Okay. So right now, we just don't know about Yoshi yet because the only fight that she got into was with Summer, none other. So that's all we know for now. So moving on to Miss Emma. Okay. So Miss Emma, she got into a fight with Scotty the Body. She said that, Scotty, you don't bring anything to the show. You're boring. You're boring. You're boring. You're boring. Which to me, Scotty is boring compared to the other girls because Scotty comes off as being, the peacemaker, the girl who wants peace and just everybody to get along and be cool with each other. Scotty is not really a fighter unless she has to. She's not that girl who is just going to be out here fighting. And Emma was saying that Scotty doesn't really bring anything to the show. Scotty's been on all the seasons so far. She came in on kind of like the second portion of Baddies South, but she's been on every season. And Scotty definitely said, I've been on every season. You call me boring, but I've been on every season. Emma was not trying to hear that. She feels every season Scotty is boring. And I had to agree with Emma. So a lot of people were coming for Emma. They're like, how are you fighting her because she's boring? Like, you just want clout or whatever. But the thing of it is, I agree with Emma. I don't agree necessarily with her fighting her, but I definitely agree with her challenging Scotty. Maybe she could have went about it in a different way, because I feel Scotty does need to be challenged. Like, Scotty, you're getting paid all these coins to be on every season, and the only fight that you really get into is with your bestie, Natalie. I'm just going to pause it right there. The only fights that she really get in is with her bestie Natalie, which is so weird to me. Okay. Now, I will have to give it to Scotty. Scotty is no punk. When she is tested, she is definitely going to, stand her ground. Scotty has gotten, they made her a fighter throughout the season. Okay, especially fighting her best friend Natalie, on Baddies South. I remember when she first came in, when she was new. Krishan tested her, tried her. And Scotty, excuse me, had to let her know, I'm not the one, you know. So who else Scotty got into it with? Oh, what was that girl's name? She had all the tattoos. This was Baddies West. She got into it with the girl with all the tattoos. I can't think of her name because she claimed that Scotty touched her inappropriately, and because Scotty wanted to know about her tattoos. So Scotty was asking her about her tattoos, and she was saying, you don't have to touch me that way to see a tattoo. So she just went off on Scotty because she felt that Scotty was being, invasive. And so I remember that fight. I feel like they made Scotty stronger in a way. But mostly her fights are with Natalie. Most of her fights are with Natalie. But Scotty had a few here and there, but not, as intense as the other girls. Um, you know, hey, Scotty, she's getting paid all those coins to be cute and be merry and have a good time and get turned. Hey, can't be mad at her. But I do feel like she does need a challenge. I definitely feel Scotty was thrown off guard when Emma called her out. She was like, what? Come again? And then I feel like Scotty tried to calm it down by calling Emma, but you're pretty. You're pretty. And Emma was like, you're pretty too, but you got to catch this fade. You're boring. But my whole thing is Scotty was definitely, thrown off guard because she hasn't really been in a fight in a little bit, in a little minute. She hasn't had anybody that really had any beef with her. So she was definitely thrown off guard. Scotty, she's not that girl. She's not fighting like that unless you call her out and you subpoena her to fight. But she really didn't want to fight Emma. You could see it. Scotty was trying to drag it out, like maybe, Emma calm down or Maybe we could talk this out. Scotty really did not want to fight. And Scotty says she doesn't like fighting. She really didn't want to fight that girl. But Emma was like, hey, this is how I feel, and let's fight. You're boring. So Emma feels like she was giving Scotty the clout that she needed because she's boring. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think Scotty needed that challenge? I feel like she needed a challenge, but maybe it didn't need to be a fight. I feel like Emma could have used her words. You could use your words. You don't always have to fight. You can use your words and get your point across. Okay, maybe it didn't have to end up being a fight. But I'm not mad at Emma, though. A lot of people were trolling Emma online because she's fighting a girl because she's boring. Even Roly Poly said, just ignore the girl or just don't pay her any mind. But why do you have to fight her? Now, I agree with the not fighting part. You don't have to fight to get your point across. I'm a believer in that. You can use your words and throw shade and be petty and all that stuff. But fighting her, I don't know. But all I know is Scotty definitely needed the challenge. Let's be real. Okay? Scotty needed something going on here. She needed it. Now, she kept saying that Emma is a fan. Emma's a fan. You're going based on what you see on TV. See, the thing to me, that didn't make any sense because all the girls who audition are fans of the show. They're all fans. That's what we do. We watch the show and we go off what we see on TV, Scotty. So all the girls who audition are fans and they happen to make it on the show. So now they're a cast member. So now you're going against a cast member. She's a cast member. She's beyond a fan. And then you say she was following you. See, the thing is she was following her on Instagram and Scotty was making a big deal about that. Like, she follows me. A lot of people follow you, honey, online does not mean that they mess with you like that. Some people just want to be nosy and see what you have going on, or they just want to, get all in your business, all in your tea, comment, and things like that. I mean, you don't have to follow somebody to comment, but everybody that follows you, let's be real, is not a fan. Some people just follow you. Celebrities deal with that all the time. People following them, they get online and say, if you don't like me, why are you following me? No, because we want to know the tea. Okay? Everybody that you follow, it may be a weird concept to follow people that you don't like, but people do it all the time. Everybody is not your fan girl because they follow you. Let's be for real. Okay? But I definitely feel Emma, I feel like Scotty needed a shakeup. She's been getting away. Scotty has not had any beef or anybody coming after her for a little minute. Okay, all Scotty does is twerk, being Scotty the body. We need more than that. Now, she thinks that's fun girl energy. She feels like, that's what makes her not boring. But we need more than that, Scotty. We need more for you to just be shaking your ass and twerking and showing your body off and being cute. You're getting paid all this money, honey. We need something more from you. After so long, that gets boring. It does. Because we see that all the time. That's all we see on social media is girls twerking. That's all we see. It's redundant. So that does not make you stand out in the crowd. Okay? And once again, like I say, Scotty does not have to be a fighter to be fun or to bring energy to the show that makes her not boring. She does not have to be a fighter, but I feel like she needs to do more than what she's doing. Say something of substance. She's not really bringing anything of substance to the show. She's not. Let's be for real. We don't watch Baddies for peacemaking. Even if you want to be that girl, to be the peacemaker, still Like, you have to bring more than that. It's okay if you want the girls to have fun and get along and do turn up, but still you have to bring more to the show. You have to bring more of substance. Okay? And I feel like that's all Emma was trying to do. But see, Emma wanted to fight her, but Emma could have just used her words once again. So moving on from Emma, Bad Dolly. What you guys think about her? Now she came on. Okay, so at the auditions, I remember she got into a really bad fight. Excuse me. She got into a really bad fight. And her nose was I remember she had a bandage over her nose. Somebody hit her in the nose and it was a bloody mess. And she had a bandage. So when she first came on, when I seen her on this season, she was unrecognizable to me. Hold on, y'all. Okay, that's the rain. Okay, I'm like, who's at my door this time of night? Okay, that's the weather. Okay, anywho, so she was unrecognizable to me. Because I just remember the bandage, right? So she got into it with Anna Mac, but the thing is, she came on the show the first or second episode, and she wanted smoke with Anna, and she still wants smoke with Anna. Going into maybe the third episode when they were fighting in front of the mansion on the grass. So, and Anna was like, she didn't want any smoke. Like, she's over it. Okay. So that's all I know from Bad Dolly right now is the drama that spilled over from the auditions to the new season because she felt like Anna snuck her. Who was she originally in a fight with? Was it Mariah Lynn? I think it was Mariah. And then Anna came in to defend Mariah. I believe that's what happened. So much happens on this show and it happens so fast. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But that's what I believe. So that's why she wants smoke with Anna. Because she felt like Anna snuck her. But Anna's over it. She doesn't want any smoke. That smoke is died out. Anna is like, no, I'm not giving you the tea that you want. I'm not doing that. That tea is spilled, it's gone, it's over. So that's with Bad Dolly, as far as I know from her. And also in the newest episode, her and what's her name? Summer, none other, are kind of getting closer. She was trying to give Summer, none other. Well, we're just gonna call her Summer. Advice. So we're gonna get into that tea about the whole advice giving and things like that, what was happening and all that with Summer, for Bad Dolly to be giving her advice. But it seems like they are, pretty chummy with each other. So yeah, I mean, I think next week Bad Dolly is going to get into an argument with Tasiki, Latifah. Uh-huh. So I feel like they're going to get into a fight. They showed it so fast, but I know it's her because I was paying attention to the outfits, and I was like, no, that's Bad Dolly. She's going to get down with Tasiki. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be really interesting. So a lot of the girls don't want to go against Tasiki because Tasiki is a real like heavyweight fighter. Like she boxes, okay? She can actually get in a boxing ring. Like she's no joke. Like she's a real fighter. She needs to be certified, like a certified fighter. Like I feel like Tasiki shouldn't be fighting anybody. She's almost on a level of a professional fighter. You know what I mean? She shouldn't be fighting anybody. That's how I feel. I feel like Tasiki can beat any man up on a good day. Any man. If I was a man, I would not go against her. She will knock a man out. Okay? Tasiki gives me certified heavyweight fighter vibes. Certified. Shouldn't be fighting anybody. I don't feel like any of the girls can keep up with her. But Bad Dolly is going to go against her. We seen what happened with Diamond the Body when they were fighting at the reunion for Baddies Caribbean. Diamond got her tooth knocked out. I mean, she had a black eye. It was a complete mess. Okay, so I wouldn't go against Tasiki either. But Bad Dolly, I don't know what's going to happen, but they're going to get into it next week. I just know it's Bad Dolly. All right, so let's get into the infamous Summer. She has been talking nonstop. She's been getting into all the drama, all the fights, all the girls. She has all the girls riled up. Half of the girls are just, they're not messing with Summer. So far, Summer is the star in the beginning of this season. To me, Summer is the breakout star so far. Everything is surrounding Summer. She's in all the mess. Okay? So Summer has beef with half of the girls. Okay? She has beef with Yoshi, Jasmine, who else? Pretty P, and Ivory. Most definitely Ivory. But Summer is into with all the girls, even the OGs. Tinkerbella. Who else? I think it's only Tinkerbella with the OGs. But a lot of the girls are not feeling Summer because Summer is the kind who runs her mouth. Like she just keeps running her mouth and she does not stop. She does not care. Okay, Summer is unapologetically who she is. And she stands her ground. She does not give any Fs. What you think of her, and she's very confident. She said, these girls try me and I still look good. I still look good, okay? Summer is very different. She's very entertaining. You just never know what's going to happen or go down with her. One thing about her, she's not ducking any fade, any of the girls. You would think she would have quieted down by now, but maybe she will as the season progresses if she continues to stay on the show. But I don't see her stopping. I don't see her stopping anytime soon. I feel like she's on go. She's on go. Summer don't care how many fights she's been in, or she does not get tired. She doesn't. She's a different breed. And I feel like Summer's the kind that you just kind of don't know if you want to like her or not. She's very much on the fence. Like you like her because she's so crazy and she's so wild and she's so out there and she's so unapologetic and she doesn't give any Fs. She stands her ground. She doesn't care who's the whole world could be against her. She's still going to be Summer. So a lot of people are teetering. They don't know whether to like her or not. You're like, I don't know, but I kind of like her. Because she does not care. I feel like she is a baddie because she stands her ground. And she does not back down to anybody. Now, Summer gets on a lot of the girls' nerves. They feel irritated by her because she goes on and on and on and on. But I feel like that's her way of trolling. That is her defense. And she knows how to trigger people. Okay, because she had all the girls in a frenzy, going bat shit crazy. All right. She is the drama starter. She is the leader. Right now, to me, she is the trendsetter of this shit. Let's be for real. Now, I don't know if she's going to actually make it throughout the whole show. I hope she does. I hope she does. But I don't know. So moving on, let me know what you guys think about Miss Summer. Do you guys feel like she's a breakout star? To me, so far, from the newbie side, she's the breakout star so far. She is. Let's get on to Big Lex from Akron, Ohio. I like Big Lex. I like her. She's one of my favorites. She is definitely growing on me. I like Big Lex because she stood up to Jayla. Period. She stood up to her and she said, I feel like you were bullying Biggie last season, which Jayla was bullying her. Okay, you're considered a bully when you want to fight somebody who does not want to fight you and you hit them. And you proceed to hit them. And they don't even fight you back on top of that. You try to instigate and you wanted a fight with Biggie and you knew she didn't want to fight you. That's considered a bully. And then the whole Gretchen thing, I understand why Jayla was upset, but Jayla you just went overboard. You went overboard. I mean, it's okay to like say your piece or whatever, but she just went just too overboard for me. You know, you kept like going after Gretchen. It's like, we get it. You don't like what Gretchen said. You feel like it's derogatory. But we're going to get into that too. We're going to get into that tea too. Because I feel like if you were coming at Gretchen so hard, but in previous season, you have girls saying the N-word, you still have girls saying the N-word who is not straight up African American. They may have African descent, okay, but they're not straight up African American. Gretchen said she said somebody in her family was black. I think she said her grandfather. But it's not about who looks the part and who doesn't look the part. Okay? You can't pick and choose and be selective on who can say it and who can't say it. If that's something that you feel so strongly on, you need to get with the producers and tell them how you feel. Like, that shouldn't be used on the show, period. It should just be taken off the show. It should be taken out of everybody's vocabulary if it's that serious. But she kept going on and on to Gretchen. Now, Gretchen did not hold back. And Gretchen kept saying it even though she knew a lot of the girls were irritated by it. I get that. And I feel like Gretchen should have been way more aware. You have to read the room. You have to know the temperature. If people are not cool with it, then you need to make it your business to respect people's boundaries and not say it. I get that part. I'm not saying that Jayla's wrong in that, but Jayla just kept going on and on and on about it. And it was just, we got exhausted from that. And it's like you knew you kept wanting to fight her because you felt like she was smaller than you. Let's be real. Go against somebody like a Tasiki. Go against a Tinkerbella. Okay? Go against those type of people. Go against some real fighters, Jayla, since you feel like you that boss bitch and you don't duck any fades. Go against those real fighters. Okay? People who can really fight. So I like when Big Lex called her out on her bullying. And also I feel like Jayla has this complex as to where she feels like she's this, one of the, what's the word I'm looking for? She has this complex. And I'm really confused by it. I understand she comes from Bad Girls Club and things like that. I get it. But Jayla, I feel like she's trying too hard. Okay, she's trying too hard. And I feel like that's what Jayla's issue is. We're not denying that she's not a bad, because she's come from the Bad Girls Club. I give her that respect to her. She comes from the Bad Girls Club. You know, that's my era. Okay. So I don't take that away from her. But I feel like Jayla, she just tries too hard. She overdoes it. And that's what people don't like about Jayla. You overdo it. And then your message gets lost in the sauce because you're overdoing it and we get exhausted from it. And it's like, okay, girl, we get it. Let's move on here. It's not, the problem is not solving. It's not. So, yeah, I feel like Jayla can use her words. When Jayla talks, people listens. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Jayla doesn't have to do all this fighting. And then she overdoes it. And then it comes off as if she's bullying. Because she overdoes it. You don't fight somebody who does not want to fight. Like, one thing about Bad Dolly, when Anna did not want to fight, she let it go. She was like, okay, cool. She don't want to fight me. All right. I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to keep it moving. But you don't provoke somebody to fight you and they don't want to fight, and then you proceed to hit them. That's when Jayla lost a lot of brownie points. She lost a lot of points with the followers, the fans. She did. So I like that Big Lex called her out, and she stood her ground too. She said, if you want smoke with me, let me know. Okay? I like Big Lex. She's something about her personality. She's charming. I like her. She seems really cool. She seems like somebody who I can, be friends with in real life. I like Big Lex. She seems like a good and fun time. And she doesn't give me bully energy. She gives me baddie energy. Like, if you try her, she's not going to back down. But I like Big Legs. And also, she's educated. She has a college degree. And she's on Baddies. So I like her. Also, let's move on to Jasmine Renee. What do you guys feel about Jasmine? What do you guys feel about her? She got into it with Summer. Her and Summer keep going back and forth. She fought Summer. That's the only person that she's fought so far. Jasmine. I really don't know how I feel about her yet. We have to, see how she progresses on the season. But I do feel like Jasmine, going up and keep arguing with Summer. On the last episode, they were on like a tour bus. They were going to some type of club. And, they were arguing, going back and forth. Summer's drunk. I mean, and Summer, she doesn't stop. She goes on and on and on, even when she's sober. So I feel like Jasmine, I felt like she should have just, like, hey, she's drunk, because to me, when you argue with Summer, you're giving her more clout at this point. Like, for me, if I was in the house, I wouldn't keep going back and forth with Summer. I'm like, Summer is going to Summer all day. I'm not going to keep arguing with her. I'm not going to keep giving her clout. I'm just not. This is exhausting. I'm over it. It's done with. Like, come on now, moving on. Moving on. Okay. So her arguing with Summer is just, we're over it at this point. Okay, we're over it. So that's all I know from Jasmine so far is her beefing with Summer and going back and forth, and it's just like, no. Mm-mm. Because it's giving once again, you're giving clout to Summer, but the clout isn't going to you, Jasmine. It's going to Summer. It's going to her. So that's the thing. But I do like Jasmine pink hair. I like the pink hair on her. I like the pink hair better than the black hair on her. She's rocking that pink hair. So we'll have to see. You know, it's early on in the season. I just don't want Jasmine to keep giving Summer the clout. Like it's getting boring now. It is. Moving on to Ivory. Ivory. Now, some people will say she's a breakout star. Ivory is fighting anybody who wants to smoke. She fought Summer. She fought Jayla. She fought Big Lex. So she's been getting into a few fights this season, Miss Ivory. How do I feel about Ivory? I don't know yet, really, because it's so early on in the season. I want to see Ivory for who she is. I don't want to see her constantly fighting, you know? I don't want to see her constantly fighting. We want to get to know Ivory for who she is. Because I know it's more to her than just fighting. You know, we want to get to know more about Ivory because so far all we see is fights. That's all we see with her so far. So we want to see more of what she can bring to the table. Because like I said, when people overdo things and they keep fighting and fighting and fighting, we get bored with that. We get tired of it. We just kind of be like, okay, let's move on. Let's do something new. Okay, we need a new flavor of tea. So we have to see. I can't really form my opinion on Ivory yet because I really don't know Ivory like that. I don't really know any of the girls. But what I know of Ivory so far is all the fights. I can't really speak my opinion on her because she's just been fighting. And then in the last episode, she didn't go to the club because her lip was infected. So we really didn't see her in action at the club. You know, so we just need to see Ivory in a different element. You know, I'm just waiting on that. Pretty girl. She looks good on here. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I really don't know what to think about Ivory. And once again, I said Yoshi, we need to see how the season progresses with her. There's only a very few that has kind of stood out to me. Let's get into Akbar. What do you guys think about Akbar being on this season? I feel like she's not needed. I feel like why Akbar? Like, why? We have enough of her on Instagram. Her beefing with Alexis Sky, or you know, we have enough of her on Instagram. Why do we need her on Baddies? Why do we need her on Baddies? I don't understand. We have enough of her on the gram. What do you guys feel about her so far this season? I feel like Akbar, in my opinion, she's another one who tries to stand out. And she always talks as if she knows what she's talking about. And then we just get lost in the sauce because eventually she just ends up not making any sense. Like, she made a few comments I didn't really understand. Like, she told Pretty P, like, how do you know that she talking about Diamond the Body? Like, how do you know that girl was looking at you or something she said? And then she goes, well, you can't even see straight. What does that mean? She said something along those lines. I'm like, what do you mean she can't see? What does that mean? And then She said something about Big Lex. She calls Big Lex. She says that she's a bully. How is Big Lex a bully? That's what I mean when people just say things to say things and it doesn't make any type of sense. You just want some camera time, some attention. Like you're on Baddies, you're getting a check, so you want to get in some scenes. I get that. You want to be relevant on the show, but it's like make it make sense. It has to make sense. You can't come on there acting like Big Mama and giving people advice and like the way you're coming at Biggie, and you don't even know Biggie like that. Maybe Biggie didn't want to fight. That's her prerogative. You can't make her fight. If she doesn't want to stand up for herself, that is her prerogative. Maybe she has her reasons, her personal reasons for doing that. Because the way you talk, it's not like you're giving, comfort, a comforting Big Mama energy. You come off as being aggressive. And people don't take well to that. People don't take well to that aggressive energy. Maybe people who know that about you, and maybe they can take it, but people who don't know you don't take that well. They don't. And you're not the person that people would take advice from. You stay in drama. You stay in drama. And a lot of these people on social media stay in drama to be relevant. Or if it's not for relevancy, then I guess people just like drama in their lives. But Akbar stays in drama. We didn't really need her on Baddies. I feel like she comes from Love and Hip Hop. She's made a name for herself outside of Love and Hip Hop. I feel like Akbar needs to just do Akbar. She doesn't really need to be affiliated with Baddies. I feel like everybody shouldn't accept the invitation. Just be Akbar. Do your thing, what you do online, and that's it. The gram is enough for us. I promise you guys. I promise you. The gram is enough, with Akbar. That's it. We don't need her on. She's been there, done that reality TV thing. I just feel like Baddies it's just no, it's not fitting for Akbar. Now we know Akbar stands on business and she gets down with the get down. We know that. But I feel like Akbar needs to focus on her rap career. I don't know if she felt like this would help it, but I feel like Akbar can just stand in the paint by herself on the gram. That's it. Because right now she's just trying to see, it comes off as if she's just trying to get, more camera time, more scenes, relevancy on the show. You don't know a lot of the girls, and it's giving, you're doing too much too, and you're saying things that doesn't make sense. All right, moving on to Jaden Alexis, Blueface's child's mother. Right now she's not really giving anything to me. She's giving therapist vibes. She's just trying to, get down to the bottom of things. And like she had a scene with Big Lex and Emma. She's asking them, about their beefs and with Scotty and Jayla and things like that. She's another one trying to make peace. And she's giving me therapist vibes right now. So I don't really know what Jaden Alexis is going to bring to the show. I don't know why she was invited. I don't know. I feel like she would have been good with Krishan. I feel like her and Krishan on the same show would have been the tea. I feel like the girls are not going to challenge Jaden because Jaden comes off as the girl who wants to be everybody's friend and be cool with everybody. So I don't know. I don't know who's going to challenge her. Maybe she will get challenged. But I don't see it right now. And I don't see what she's bringing to the table right now. So, I mean, once again, it is early on, but right now I just don't see it. Pretty P. What do you guys think about Pretty P? I know she got into a fight with who she got into a fight with? Summer and Tinkerbella and Diamond the Body. But she really wants smoke with Diamond. She has smoke with her. But Tinkerbella got into the paint with Pretty P because Diamond, she said Diamond doesn't have her tooth, her lip is still healing. Like, I got this for you. So she fought Tinkerbella. And she fought Summer. I don't know what to feel about Pretty P. I don't like, once again, we have to see how the season progresses because I really don't know. I can't really form an opinion. I just know in the last episode when Biggie was getting really emotional about the passing of her boyfriend, Pretty P was just kind of like, I don't know if she was insensitive or it just wasn't the right timing, but her timing was really off. And then she kind of diverted that conversation to Diamond and kind of wanted to smoke with Diamond. It was just very, and I don't know, it just was not relevant. It didn't add up. Biggie's talking about her situation, being emotional, being vulnerable, and then you just go to Diamond the Body and you want smoke with her. And Diamond's like, well, we have a club appearance, but we can get in the paint tomorrow. But we have a club appearance, so we can't be out here fighting. It was just very kind of like, I don't know if she meant to be insensitive about it. I mean, I guess Pretty P is one of those people. If it's something that's on her mind, she has to get it off her mind and off her chest right then and there. But it's kind of like, come on now. You see, Biggie was very emotional. I feel like she could have waited. I don't know. I just felt like a lot of these girls want camera time. Her and Jasmine came out there. They saw the girls was out there. Biggie, Anna, and Tasiki was out there. And Diamond. They were all out there to begin with. And then Pretty P and Jasmine came in. So I feel like that she wanted a scene. She wanted that camera time. She wanted that moment. But the moment wasn't momenting because it just was not it. It was not it. So I don't know. We'll see as the season progresses with the newbies, but please comment below who you guys think is the breakout star so far. Who do you guys like? All right. So let's move on to the OGs. OGs down here. Let's move on to the OGs. All right. I wish I just had a picture of just the OGs, but I may have to do it one by one. Yeah, I don't have just a picture of the OGs for whatever reason. Okay, so I'm going to point out who's the OGs. So Rolly, as you guys know, she's an OG. Right now, Rolly, she doesn't have any real beef right now. I feel like nobody really has any beef with Rolly. She had beef with Diamond in the beginning because Diamond mentioned her child, but they squashed it and now they're cool again. So right now, Rolly doesn't have any beef. So how do you guys feel about Rolly? I feel like Rolly will eventually get beef because a lot of times Rolly, she speaks her mind. Rolly is the kind who she speaks her mind and she can't help herself. When something is bothering her or she sees something or she observes something that she just feels not is the tea, she's going to speak her mind. So a lot of times Rolly inserts herself and then ends up in beef or fighting. So I feel like as time go on, there's going to be probably a couple of girls that she's not going to mess with. just based off of her own observations. Right now, she doesn't have any beefs with anyone except for Diamond, but like I said, they squashed it. So, but I feel like as time go on, you know how Rolly is. She's going to speak her mind and insert herself, and it's just going to go up. So that's how Rolly is. So that's Rolly. She's an OG. She's been on since the beginning. And I liked Rolly. Like, I was a Rolly fan, you know, in the beginning. I was Team Rolly. But then, what season was that? I feel like Rolly, again, like, sometimes when you overdo it or you're doing too much, I was just like, oh no. I liked it, the Rolly that was Baddies South, Baddies. What was the next season? Baddies, what was it? West. But I feel like it started with Baddies East, when Rolly just kind of, you know, I was like, ugh, you know, because I liked it, Rolly. But when she started getting into so many fights and she was kind of like, you know, on a roll, I don't know. My opinion changed of her. But I still like Rolly though. I still like her. It's just I miss the old Rolly. And I loved her and Slim together. But that's that. Scotty, as we were talking about, she's an OG. We discussed her a little bit. We already talked about her. We talked about Jayla. She's an OG. Anna Mac is considered an OG now. So how do you guys feel about Anna Mac with Biggie? She wants Biggie to stand up for herself and, you know, help her out when somebody's coming for her. You know, Anna feels like Biggie should have stood up for her in a few situations, and she feels like Biggie didn't really have her back, but she always has Biggie back and willing to get into the paint, as the girls say. She's willing to get into the paint for Biggie at any time. You know, I feel like Anna is the friend, you know, if she's your friend, she's very loyal and she's going to have your back and she's willing to fight for her friends. But Anna has to understand everybody is not wired that way. Everybody does not want to fight because you're in a fight. Does not mean that they don't have your back or they're not your friend because they don't want to get into a fight. It's just that everybody is not a fighter. Everybody does not want to get in a fight. But it does not mean that they don't have your back. But see, this is the thing. You have to see people for who they are. If they're not fighting for you, or they haven't shown you that type of energy that they would do that, you can't do that for other people. So what I'm trying to say is don't fight for somebody who's not fighting for you. Don't fight for somebody who's not fighting for you. You know, but it does not mean that they're not your friend. It just means that they're not that type of friend that's going to fight your battles or help you fight your battles. I feel like Anna Mac, she's really come a long way. She's really stood her ground, especially with her size. Anna, to me, she is a very strong because she does not let her size, it does not, the girls don't intimidate her because she's a smaller size. Anna is willing to go back to back with anybody. She does not hold back. Okay. She's willing to go to bat with any of the girls, no matter how tall they are, their weight, size, or weight class. It does not matter. And that's what I do like about Anna. I respect that about Anna. So I'm trying to see if Yoshi, is she going to be, you know, kind of like Anna? Now I know Yoshi at the auditions, you know, she stood around, but we need to see what she's going to bring to the show because Anna definitely has proved herself. Okay, and she doesn't need Biggie to back her up, but she feels like she has Biggie back, so how come Biggie can't do the same for her? But you know, sometimes you just don't. Your friend just does not do that. They don't fight. Okay. Now they don't want to see you get messed up, and they care for you and they love you, but all your friends is not going to be like you. And that's what I feel like Anna has to kind of grow to understand. Moving on to Tasiki. Right now Tasiki is laying, low. Um, she's not really into any beefs with anybody. Her and Diamond are back being cool. So right now Tasiki is not stirred up, but next week she's going to get into it with Bad Dolly. Now I don't know what their beef is going to be, but she's going to get into it with Bad Dolly. Really Tasiki's the kind that she typically lays low on the season unless she's provoked. She's not the kind of she's not going to be the kind that just starts fights or inserts herself unnecessarily. She's not going to do that. But if you try her, she's going to be with it all day. She's different than Krishan. She's not going to just start things just for attention or anything like that. And some people may consider her boring. Like, did you guys hear when Scotty called her out? Like, what about Tasiki? When Scotty was talking to Emma, and then she brought Tasiki's name into it, and it has something to do with boring. I was like, so what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say Tasiki is like on your level? Like, what are you insinuating, Scotty? Because Tasiki tries to be kind of like a peacemaker too. So are you trying to say she's on your level? No, I feel like Tasiki has brought a little bit more than Scotty. She's brought a little bit more than Scotty. But Tasiki still is not going to just try to fight for camera time or just to be in the scene. She's not doing that. So some people may consider her on the fence of being a little boring. But I feel like Tasiki, once she's, get going, oh, she's not the one. Okay. You'll see that bad twin, that Gemini bad twin all day. She's still different than Scotty. But I noticed how Scotty tried to call Tasiki out during her battle with Emma. I was like, okay. Tinkerbella. Right now, Tinkerbella is her and Summer had some beef, but they squashed it on the last episode of Baddies. And then she got into it with Pretty P, but she was taken up for Diamond in the process because Diamond was still injured from her lip. And the fight that she got into with Tasiki, her lip was still healing. And his Tinkerbella said her tooth was out. So, and she didn't feel like, why you want to go? She felt as if Pretty P was going, she wanted to go against Diamond, and Diamond is still healing. So why did you want to go against Diamond right now? Like, Diamond is still healing. So Tinkerbella took up for Diamond. I remember when Tinkerbella and Diamond couldn't stand each other. So can somebody help me? Like, when did their friendship really blossom? I know they have a song together. These two have come a long ways. But everything happened so fast. Like, when did these two really develop a friendship? I remember when Tinkerbella said Diamond looked like a monkey, and Diamond was taking shots at Tinkerbella, talking about her skin complexion being bleached and all these things. These two have said some really hateful things towards one another. But so when did this friendship really develop? But I like it. I like that they're friends now. I'm glad that they were able to squash it, but everything moves so fast. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, when did they like really become chummy with one another? And then Tinkerbella, she was saying in her interview, Pretty P, she was like, "How do you know Diamond wasn't looking at you crazy, or Diamond eyes go all kinds of ways?" That took me out. I said, "You're steady throwing shade at Diamond, but you guys are cool. You guys are friends. It's fun shade, it's fun shade." But I still that took me out. Honestly, I was like, "Oh my gosh." I feel like, I don't know, a lot of these girls this season, they just want camera time and relevancy, and they want to come back next season. They want to secure their spots by any means necessary. But I like that Tinkerbella took up for Diamond in that process. I like that she took up for her. And Tinkerbella is wild, okay? I mean, she dances throughout her fights. After a fight, she'll do her splits and her dancing, and she is definitely Tinkerbella. Like, she has her own swag and way of doing things, which makes her different and stand out. Okay? And that's what I mean with, if you come on this show, you have to bring something of substance. You have to stand out, but it needs to be genuine. We talked about Akbar. Biggie. I like Biggie. I've always liked Biggie. Um, I feel like Biggie, like she said, she's going through some things this season, but I feel like that's going to come to a head. I feel like the girls are going to try her, and she's just going to have to come out of that mindset of her not wanting to fight, because somebody is going to try Biggie. They're going to try her. I would never even say that I don't want to fight, because if you say that, they're going to figure out a way to make you fight on here. They're going to figure out a way. They're going to come up with something to trigger you, because they know that's what the fans like to see, is fighting. So to come on here and say and voice it, I would never voice it. I would never say that. That's opening up a can of, worms, because they're definitely going to come up with some type of concoction to get you into, some type of beef. So, you guys, I like Biggie, but they're going to try her this season. They're definitely going to try her. I see it. I see it coming. We talked, well, Diamond the Body. Diamond is going to be Diamond. Diamond said she doesn't duck any fades, and they got that from her. That whole little saying, not ducking any fades, they got that from her, because I remember she said that on Baddies Caribbean, and all the girls been saying it ever since. So give Diamond her credit for that. I remember when Diamond said it, I had to rewind that a couple of times, because I was like, now that's a baddie. Diamond has two sides to her. She has the silly side, the fun girl side. But if you piss her off, you're going to see a whole nother side. That bad twin is going to come out. She's a Gemini too. So that bad twin is definitely going to come out. Diamond is somebody who definitely has grown on me as well. In the fight with Pretty P, some people said, she shouldn't have, well, Tasiki said that she shouldn't have jumped in. It should have just kept it, has a one-on-one fight between Tinkerbella and Pretty P. But Pretty P really wanted to smoke with Diamond. And so Diamond felt, how Diamond does. She will jump in and sneak. That's what she did to Bianca last season. That's what she does. That's her MO. So she said, well, you really want to smoke with me. And Diamond does not mind sneaking you. She does not mind doing that. So she did what Diamond does. And Pretty P just happened to get, that smoke. What do you guys think about that situation? You guys think that it should have just stayed between Tinkerbella and Pretty P? Or do you feel like Diamond had the right to sneak her? Because the beef was really with her. And Diamond feels like she's not that injured, obviously, even though Tinkerbella was like, stepped in for her. But Diamond obviously feels like she's not that injured and she could have handled it. But what you guys feel about that? Who else is on here? And that's it. And then Miss Natalie Nunn. I feel like Miss Natalie, her wigs are definitely better this season. Definitely a lot better. Definitely a lot better. I don't know if she has a new hairstylist or what, but the wigs are a lot better this season. Now, I don't like when she does like the little black bows and all that stuff and the butterflies. Why do girls keep wearing these little butterfly clips in their hair? Do someone know why that is a trend on here? Everybody wearing little butterfly clips and things in their hair? Because I don't understand that whole thing. But Natalie wigs are way better. I definitely like the red on her, the red hair, and right here, she's giving. She's giving. Okay, so I don't know if she has a new stylist or wardrobe stylist, wig, hair stylist, whatever. She looks a lot better overall. And also, is anybody going to have any beef with Natalie? I'm pretty sure somebody is going to try her, or she might get into it with one of the OGs. I did hear that her and Scotty aren't cool right now, so. But if they fall out on the show, I feel like that's just a thing that, they came up with, honestly. We're tired of seeing Natalie and Scotty fight on the show. Either you're going to be friends or not. We don't want to see that beef anymore. We're over that. Is anybody going to challenge the Boss Queen? I know Callie did last season. And that was it, right? Nobody else challenged her. So I know Krishan challenged her on one season because she smacked her in the face. And Natalie was pissed. I know Baddies South, she had some beefs. But no one is really challenging Natalie at this point. But we shall see. Because Natalie is the original bad girl. I remember watching her season of Bad Girls Club. And yeah, she is definitely an OG. Okay. I think she was season 3. Wasn't she season 3 or 4? A Bad Girls Club. But I want to know. It's time for Natalie to, get in the paint. I feel like some of them, especially the newbies, they're not going to challenge her because they feel like she gave them an opportunity of a lifetime. So it most likely it'll be one of the OGs. But I just hope it's not Scotty again. I really hope that's just a rumor. So far, we went through all the girls. So far, this season is very action-packed, as the caption says. There's a lot of fighting. I feel like the fighting gets, redundant, and we get tired of just all the fights, episode after episode. We're ready to see them do something else, like fun, and really get to know the girls, personalities. We don't want to see a fight every episode. I mean, do you guys want to see a fight every episode? I know I don't. Not every week. Right now, so far, it's every week. When are we going to get to know the girls, especially the newbies? We don't want to see a fight every week. Okay, now we don't mind drama, but the fighting every week is becoming too much. Every time I watch Baddies, I'm just like, my eyes are just, and my head is just fogged because it's so much going on. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I can't keep up with this. You have to like rewind it and watch it over because you're not going to get everything watching it the first time. You're going to miss some things because there's so much happening. But we do want to see more. The fighting needs to calm down. But we want drama, but the fighting is just, we need a break from it. That's how I feel anyway. But so far, so good. Not too bad for Baddies Midwest. Not too bad. The house that they're staying in, I'm not feeling. I don't really like old houses or antiques type of, you know, houses, or I don't like antique things, or I don't like, that's just not my my thing. So, and how do you guys feel about Natalie appointing Tinkerbella, Diamond the Body, and Biggie has like the house leaders for the mansion with the newbies? Do you guys feel like it should have been someone else? You guys feel like she had the right picks? I feel like I feel like she had the right picks. I mean, some of the girls refused to stay in the house because they just weren't feeling the house and they feel like they're beyond that. But yeah, I feel like she made the right picks out of all the girls. Now, Biggie really didn't want to do it, but she could have. Maybe chosen Tasiki, but I feel like she feels Biggie would be better for, the house with the girls, personality wise. So yeah, she really didn't have that. I mean, because Jayla wasn't going to do it. Jayla feels like she's baddie, royalty because she comes from Bad Girls Club. Anna, she has smoke with, some of the girls, especially Dolly, right? I think it's just Dolly. She has smoke with her. Scotty has smoked with Emma, and also Scotty, she's an OG. She's been there since Baddies South. Rolly, Baddies South, once again, she's been there and done that. So yeah, she really had no choice. Tinkerbella is newer. She's a newer OG. Biggie came Baddies West. She's been there for a minute, but she needed somebody who was, an older OG to be in the house. And personality wise, Biggie's not really beefing with any of the newbies. But Diamond the Body and Pretty P are beefing, and Tinkerbella and Pretty P are beefing, but they're newer OGs. Because Diamond just came last season, and so did Tinkerbella. So she really didn't really have too many choices. So anything else? Let me see what I have. Anything else regarding Baddies? Oh yeah. So last week's episode, Tinkerbella got into it with Summer. Because Summer said something about getting her chain. And Summer, this is when she was drunk on the Sprinter. And Natalie told her, you said that you wanted Tinkerbella's chain. Summer was like, I never would want anybody's chain. I didn't say that I wanted her chain. And it was a big mess. So I don't know if Summer did not remember or she really didn't say it or whatever. Because like when you're drunk, that's the thing. When you're drunk, people can say you did or said anything, but you really can't attest to it because you don't really remember. So we don't know what to believe in this, but all we know is Tinkerbella had smoke for Summer. She went up to Summer and she ended up smacking Summer in the face because she felt like Summer was trying to come for her chain. And Tinkerbella said, I work hard for this. So you're not just gonna come up in here and say you want my chain. Now they squashed it, but did you guys feel like that was necessary for Tinkerbella to smack Summer? Um I I don't know. I just feel like they could have had a conversation. Tinkerbella didn't have to smack her. I feel like they could have had a conversation, just like they had the conversation at the table after the fact. I feel like they could have done that from the get go. Some of these fights are just really unnecessary. That's how I feel. I feel like they could have squashed it. I feel like Summer, she was drunk. Now, that doesn't justify any of her behaviors. But when somebody is drunk, a lot of times people talk and talk when they're drunk. They don't know what they're saying or doing, and they sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? But Natalie told her that she did say that. But why would she say she wants Tinkerbella's chain out of everybody's? You know? Why did she specifically say Tinkerbella? I don't know. But I felt like the fight was unnecessary. That's how I feel. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You see. We talked about Scotty and Emma, Jayla and Big Lex, and Ivory and Big Lex. So we didn't talk about Ivory and Big Lex too much. I feel like their beef was unnecessary too. It stemmed from when they were on the Sprinter, and I really kind of forgot how it even started, you guys, because everything happened so fast. Why did Ivory get upset with Big Legs? Everything happened so fast. Let me read the comments here. Somebody said, unpopular opinion. I don't think Summer said she was going to snatch Tinkerbella's chain. This is starting to become popular. She said she would snatch. She would take someone's chain, meaning Tinka's being one of them too. LOL. So Tinka stepped up to her to watch her mouth. Oh, so Tinka took it as it being one of hers. Okay. That's why I was saying, like, why would she specifically say Tinka's? All right. That's why I like reading the comments. Because she didn't. Natalie is an instigator. I definitely feel like Natalie was instigating that situation. For sure. Like I told you, when people are drunk, people talk. They don't really know what they're saying. They don't even remember what they said or did. So that's why being drunk is not the tea. Because people can say you said or did anything, and you don't really know because you were drunk. I'm trying to see if anybody's saying anything about Ivory and Big Lex. I forget what their beef was. Someone said that Emma won against Scotty. Someone said Emma won. You sure? I know I can't see it all, so I might need to go back and watch. I don't feel like anyone really won that fight with Scotty and Emma, because the security kept getting involved. But Scotty, if someone takes your wig and they take your wig off, they feel like they won the fight. That's not true. You didn't win the fight because you took somebody's wig off. Um, and a lot of these fights aren't really real fights. It's just a lot of swinging and, a lot of just cattiness. But I consider a fight like Tasiki. Like, she's a real fighter, you know. So yeah, you guys, I don't remember what the beef was. If you can let me know in the comments. But I definitely feel the fight between Ivory and Big Lex. Ivory, she said that Big Lex, she definitely stood her ground. But I feel like the grass had a lot to do with it because it was wet. And I feel like that's why Big Lex fell. Because even Ivory, she kind of complimented, Big Lex, like she's not a punk, but she said her nose was bleeding. Now the thing is, her nose was bleeding because she had the nose ring, and somehow it got snatched out of her nose in the process, during the fight. So it's not like Ivory punched her in the nose or anything. So I don't know really why Ivory. Ivory knows what happened. She had the nose ring because she had a lip. Something happened to Ivory's lip. I think she had a piercing too, and it ripped during her fight. So, do you guys think that was like karma? I don't know. That's because she definitely kind of like gloated, like her nose is bleeding, but her nose is only bleeding because of the piercing, just like her Ivory's lip. So I don't know. But Big Lex definitely and Ivory, that fight was. I feel that's why Ivory wanted more smoke with Big Lex, because the initial fight didn't really give because of the grass. I feel like it was wet. So Ivory wanted more smoke. But I forget what the actual beef was for the life of me. There's so much going on with this show. My brain be done after watching this show. Done. They don't really have it on here. No one's really talking about it. Ivory not messing with Lex. Let's see about this one. Oh, they are going to get the fighting next episode. Somebody said Ivory popped the F out of Lex next episode. Well, we really don't know because you know how they try to play it out on, the trailer, but we don't really know what's going to happen. You have to watch the show to see what really happens. Big Lex is not a punk, and Ivory knows that. She even kind of said that. But I forget what their beef was. But I really feel like it was unnecessary. I feel like it was unnecessary beef that didn't have to lead to a fight. Let's look at this little clip.
I feel like, me, Dolly, and Lex, we talk after the show, which is genuine. Like, we really locked in. But them bitches, I don't see that because every time you look up in the blogs, they're fighting with each other. Dumbass shit happening. Like, bitch, is y'all really cool? You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
Yeah, it don't
me and my
like
bitches, we really get money for real. We really locked in for real. We really fuck with each other and talk to each other for real. You know what I'm saying?
And shout out to Dolly and It's Lex.
Yes,
love the new girls. Popping y'all shit.
Them some bitches y'all should look out for too.
I really hope all three of y'all are back. Like, literally.
We're going to be back. I really know. Like, what? feel like, yeah, me, Dolly, and Lex, we talk after the show.
All right, so Summer feels like the OGs aren't really friends and thinks her, Dolly, and Big Lex will be back next season. Do you guys feel like they would be back? It depends on how the season, in my opinion, pans out. I don't know how the rest of the season is going to pan out. I don't know if Summer is going to keep that same energy or she's going to get tired. I don't know how things are going to turn out with Big Lex and the other girls, Dolly. I don't know. But right now, I would say that, yeah, they would be back. I don't know about Dolly. I don't know. I have to watch the season more to see how Dolly is going to end up progressing. But from the looks of it, from Summer and Big Lex, I feel like they may be back next season. I just feel like Big Lex is likable and Summer is likable in her own way. Like, yeah. But Dolly, I don't know. We'll have to see. She's going to get into a fight with Tasiki next week. So, but yeah. Who do you guys think will be back next season? You think Ivory will be back? She didn't mention her because she's not friends with Ivory. So, of course, she's not going to mention her. But once again, we have to see how the season pans out. Let's see the comments. She really believes she is something that she is not. She's not bringing y'all back. She got her chain. Yes, Summer. Oh, she does have her chain. And Big Lex has a chain as well. Because I seen her on her Instagram. Okay, so she did get her chain. So maybe she did stay the whole season. Summer, Big Lex, and Dolly should definitely be back next season. I know Dolly is not a punk, though. I know Dolly is with, she's not ducking any fades either. Based off her auditions, I know Dolly, she gets in the paint. So, I just need to see more of her, though, on this season. The OGs aren't friends. Clock it. Yeah, the OGs, someone said the OGs are fake friends. I feel like some of them are closer than others. I feel like Natalie and Jayla hang out for real. I feel Natalie and Scotty do too. But I think some of the other girls, they do their own thing. I feel like some are closer than others. Like Anna and Biggie are friends. Anna, Biggie, and Tasiki are friends. So I feel like there's different cliques and different groups, and some are closer than others. That's how I feel about the OGs. But all of them together aren't like this close-knit family. But like I said, there's groups and cliques and, and some are closer than others. That's how I feel. So, yeah. Let me see if I have anything else before we wrap this up.
Defend yourself, my nigga. Just popping that to us. And then you gonna get in front of everybody talking about nobody ever fought for you, been there for you.
You guys.
Me. Who? What do you mean? Me?
You can be who you want to be far as not one to have to be in the middle of Just make sure you don't be running your mouth too much or triggering people to where so you have to.
Some are already 4, 5, 6. I'm not gonna join that class.
Can you please explain what I'm saying before I lose my mata? Nobody's saying my nigga.
We're not saying you have to actually.
You always. What is you not? When you ever been quiet?
Her back. It don't matter.
So you're saying
you need to be in the back, like leave my cousin alone.
I'm not telling you to. You're not getting it. I want you to defend yourself, my nigga. Just popping that to us, and then you gonna get in front of everybody talking about nobody ever fought for you, been there for you.
You guys.
Me? Who? What do you mean? Me?
You can be who you want to be far as not one to have to be in the middle of Just make sure you don't be running your mouth too much or triggering people to where so you have to.
Some are already 4, 5, 6. I'm not gonna join
Nobody
that
was
class.
telling you to fight.
Can
you please explain what I'm saying before I lose my mata? Nobody's saying my nigga.
We're not saying you have to actually.
You always. What is you not? When you ever been quiet?
Her back. It don't matter.
So you're saying
you need to be in the back like leave my
quiet,
cousin
you know
alone.
I'm not telling.
All right, so what do you guys think about that? We did talk about this a little bit earlier. Anna feels like Biggie doesn't have her doesn't have her back. Anna Mac tells Biggie she doesn't have to fight, but to defend herself on the new episode of Baddies. But in the meantime, Anna does want Biggie to stand up and help her as well. She's said that before. What do you guys feel about this? I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Tasiki said, well, just make sure you're not triggering anybody. You watch your mouth and things like that. That's why I said, in the beginning, Biggie, I feel like she should have just kept that to herself, that she doesn't want to fight this season, because by saying that you don't want to fight is definitely going to make people want to fight you and start mess with you and start drama with you. So if you just don't want to fight and you just want to cool it, just cool it. Just cool it. I understand Anna called her out, but I still wouldn't say that I would not want to fight, because that's what Baddies is about. That's what they do on here. And they're definitely going to try Biggie. And I believe that they're going to try her. So that's how I feel. And also going back to our earlier conversation about Jayla being offended by the N-word. Once again, you hear it on here. With these two girls, Anna and Biggie. So how do you guys feel about that? I feel like if you guys don't want that word to be used, you can't be selective on who can use it. Because a lot of people can say that they're of African descent, So if you don't want anyone using it that's not full-blooded African American, then it needs to be taken. It needs to be concrete that the word shouldn't be used on the show, because people are still using it before Gretchen and after Gretchen. Like someone said, now wait, Anna is saying the N-word, where's Jayla at? So, and then people defend and say, well, her dad is Black Latino. She's actually Afro-Latina, unlike Gretchen, who just has Black kids. But Gretchen said that her grandfather was of African descent. I mean, Mariah Lynn had, a little controversy of saying it. Jayla called her out at the reunion, saying, I know you said that, you know how I feel about it, But once again, these were being said before Gretchen. So if you guys don't want it being said, but then people, criticize Gretchen, because Gretchen said that's her way of life. That's how she grew up and where she's from. And I'm of African descent. So, when people are in the moment, once again, just like this clip that's being shown, the word gets used very freely. So it needs to apply to everybody. So that way there's no controversy about the word being used. It shouldn't come from anybody on the show. Right, somebody said that Gretchen got some type of Blackness in her, and I'm not mistaken. She said her dad okay, the grammar is a little off, but it was her grandpa. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about that. How do you guys feel about that? Drop it down below. So I'm about to wrap this up. This is the Baddies review episode 1 through 4. So I'm definitely going to be back reviewing some more of the episodes. And please, please, please subscribe to the channel. Give me this channel a thumbs up. Like this channel. Share. And also comment below on the content, on your opinions, your thoughts. Just be respectful. We can have respectful debates, but just be respectful. But I love to see you guys' comments. Do not be scared to comment below, okay? Because this is a conversational piece. This is what we do on the Gossip Tea channel. So please, 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 that helps our algorithm as well. It lets YouTube know that you like this content. So other tea sippers who like this type of content can come over to our channel, and it can help our channel to grow bigger and bigger. All right. So we can be one big, happy, gossipy family. All right. Because over here we have all kinds of flavors, all kinds of tea. We talk about celebrities, trending topics, music, movies, reality TV, all kinds of different flavors of tea. We sip, spill, and serve over here, okay? So thank you guys for watching. Please comment below. Please, please, please. Communicate with me. But until next time, peace and blessings. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys